One of the jobs of a steady leader is to think through your company and identify the bottlenecks that are holding back growth, or think about the things that are the biggest challenges in your company's trajectory that if you were to remove those, that your company would grow steady, would grow exponentially, would grow and hit even beyond the targets that you have for it. And it's a leader's job to sit and think and try to identify what those things are and then think of solutions for them. I've spent some time recently just thinking about our construction company, Mission Home Builders. The company's doing so great right now. And that itself would stop some leaders from taking time to think about the business. They would say, all right, well, everything is going good. I'm going to focus somewhere else. I don't see it that way. I think that it should be a part of your weekly rhythm where you sit down and you evaluate what are the bottlenecks in your business and how could I smooth those out so that we grow more efficiently. And so I was sitting there thinking about mission and all the things that are going well and what could stop us from growing in this next 90 to 180 days. And the reality of it is the market has disrupted the development field or development industry in residential real estate in Austin, Texas. Our real estate market is slow. People don't believe or are not certain that they're going to have jobs in the future. The interest rates have made these luxury properties that we build extremely expensive to own. It's slowed things down. There's a ton of inventory, a lot of homes to pick from, and there's risk now in development. Now, personally, we've done, I would say, okay. We haven't done great, but we've made good decisions along the way as the market has disrupted some of the deals that we've been a part of. And certainly the last 18 months, the returns that we've produced for our investors are not something that we would high five about. We would have hoped that we produced higher returns for our investors, but I can say that we made the best decisions that we could in the moment with the information that we had. I feel good about that. I don't feel great about the job that I've done for them in multiplying their money. And so I've taken a step back and said, okay, well, over these next 180 days, what can I do for the people that we partner with on these deals to not only make sure that mission is growing the way that we want it to, but also the folks that we're partnering with, how can we help them make more money? How can we reward them for being in business with us? And so as I looked over the deals in the past 18 months, the people that have made the most money are the banks. And I think that ask me just out of the blue who made money on all of the deals. I think I could have told you, yeah, it was the banks. But until you sit down and you look at all the deals and you break out the different stakeholders in a deal and how much money they made or did not make, the banks make a consistent amount of money no matter how well the deal performs in the end. And so the question that I asked myself, well, if the banks make the money, well, then how can I turn the investors into the bank? How can I secure them a cash flow on a monthly basis, just as if they were the bank, eliminate the risk in the deal for them, and still accomplish what we need for mission to continue to grow as an organization? Because ultimately that is my job, is to help mission grow as their leader. So we went to solve that problem. And so we've looked at deals now in a completely different way. Yes, we're going to work with the bank, and yes, we're going to work with partners for additional funds to do these development deals. But we're going to give our partners the same deal that we're giving the banks. We're going to give them a guaranteed monthly payment. We're going to give them a low risk opportunity in these development deals. We're going to take a little bit more risk as owners of Mission Home Builders. But when you do the math and you make sure that you buy the deal the right way, there isn't a lot more risk to be had. What it means is we got to run Mission so much more efficiently to ensure that we have enough meat on the bone at the end of this thing to not only pay our lender, to not only pay our partners back the loans that they provided us, but still to have cushion between where we sell the property. And you might be listening to this and just saying, oh, well, that makes a lot of sense and that's super simple. But it's different than the way everybody else is doing it. I can assure you that, because the way that we were running our business is exactly the way that some of the best in the industry were doing it. It's silly to not look at someone else's model and benchmark yours based on someone that's being really successful in their model. Yeah, we came up with a new way of doing business. I believe that our partners are going to be much happier about this because the risk is lower and they're still making a good return. The banks are always happy because they get their number. I think that Mission's going to grow more effectively. My experts that I have a relationship with and see what they think. I talk to my tax accountant and see what he thought about the positioning the business in this way. What are the advantages? What are the disadvantages? I talked to my financial advisor, but he's a partner in our deals and he's a savvy businessman as well. And so he gave me his feedback. I talked to our attorney and just asked him on deal structure. Would you as a partner be okay with doing things this way? And where could we get messed up on this? Talked to everybody, got their feedback, adjusted the plan accordingly, and now it's time to go build, measure, learn, right? Let's go execute a transaction this way. Let me go start pitching this to investor opportunities and just see how people respond to it. Let us go operate this way as mission and measure the success of it, learn from that, and just rebuild our model again. Leaders have to think. They have to think often. They have to remove the bottlenecks from their company so that they can grow the most efficiently they can. It is your responsibility as the leader to do this often. And it only happens if you're spending time thinking. So, steady leaders, keep thinking about your business. Keep being willing to change your business model to do things better. Keep thinking about your stakeholders and your partners and what's best for them too. We want win-win relationships, we want growth, and we want to respond. Hey, if you like this video and you like just following some of the decisions that I'm having to make as a leader along the way, then go into the show notes and sign up for our newsletter, and I'll send you a weekly email that tells you how I'm making myself a steady leader every single day.